Hey guys, what's up? How are you all doing? I hope you are doing great and amazing wherever you are. So, book of today is How to Do Nothing, Resisting the Attention Economy. Okay, so this is by an author, Jenny Odell. All right, so this is, we're gonna learn some new perspectives about how to view life. Okay, so how to do nothing, resisting the attention economy. So the author just saying that what if we spent less time shouting into the void and being washed over with shouting in return, and more time talking in rooms to those for whom our words are intended? If we have only so much attention to give and only so much time on this earth, we might want to think about reinfusing our attention and our communication with the intention that both deserve. Okay? So let's read and listen to that book so we can embrace knowledge and improve ourselves for better. Okay? So let's dig in.
Chapter 1. The act of doing nothing is usually one of the best ways to learn and gain inner peace. When people feel they do nothing, in most cases they are actually making subconscious efforts to pick up information and register it in their brain. One of the techniques used in doing this is what's called deep listening, an act where the mind picks audible information subconsciously. Deep listening includes listening to the sounds of daily life, nature, etc. The act of listening defines the level of inner peace anyone can have, regardless of the person's state of mind. Listening absorbs the listener into a realm where he's suddenly more conscious of his environment. The power of doing nothing is lost in a lot of people. Sometimes doing nothing brings a better result than doing something. Over the years, people have employed inaction as a strategy for making the intentions known. Silence is a force that irritates oppressive powers, and that's why you must learn the power in it. The inability to speak up might be corrected by not speaking at all. Inaction, when achieved, collectively sends a clear message to the powers that be. Jenny Odell has not only found a way to enhance the power of inaction, but she has succinctly explained why it's important and essential to the growth of the society. So, if you're feeling too oppressed to speak up, or you're worried about being too active, this book by Jenny Odell is the life manual that you need. Chapter 2. Having a moment to yourself alone doing nothing helps you examine and evaluate your life and your current position. This phase of life is called the removal phase, and it's built around doing nothing. There are some moments in your life when the best thing to do is nothing. Boredom, as a product of nothingness, gives you time to reflect on yourself a lot. A lot of people have commercialized their time and have been made to believe that they can't be productive if they waste their time doing nothing. There's nothing admirable about being consistently productive immediately you wake up. It would be best if you had enough time to yourself when you can do nothing and focus on yourself instead. In the words of Othello, the famous Greek general, "Leave me but a little time to myself." Doing nothing doesn't automatically mean you have to stop doing things. Doing nothing should serve as a reflect and repair mechanism that you must engage in order to be more productive and less stressed. If you feel you need to withdraw from society in order to gain inner peace, then you need to create or join another society that will help boost your productivity. Turning your back against the world is commonly misjudged to be the best way to find inner peace, but this is not true. As a matter of fact, withdrawing from society leaves you less productive and less efficient. You do not need to retreat from society in order to find solace in doing nothing. Felix Levi took a vacation with his girlfriend to Cambodia after he suffered from stress-related complications due to working too much. Together with his girlfriend, Brooke Dean, they meditated undistracted in Cambodia and found inner peace. On their way back home, Felix discovered that people were too immersed with their phones, and he sought to change this. He set up a digital detox camp where people would come and detox from being addicted to their mobile phones. The idea was a success, and a lot of people were able to spend more time doing something creative and fun instead of being with their phones at all times. Although Felix was able to help people who were addicted to their phones, he didn't do it by alienating them from society as a whole. What he did was to replace their digital society with one where human interactions were made mandatory. Chapter 3. The act of doing nothing negates the perceived order of the way life is supposed to go. A lot of people feel uncomfortable seeing people do nothing simply because they believe everyone should be doing something. When you do nothing, it poses a challenge to other people, and this shows that sometimes productivity is as a result of the pressure to do something. Doing nothing at selected times gives you the ability to make more conscious decisions about your life. Doing nothing widens your horizon and introduces you to new perspectives and points of view. This does not in any way implore you to neglect your work and laze about. Rather, it's a technique you need to employ to create an atmosphere for reflection. Inaction can be used to trigger huge actions, as is evident in the industrial strike embarked upon by the Industrial Longshoremen Association in 1932. This strike came about as a result of the hard labor dock workers faced at the port. The workers were paid very little for almost 20 hours of work by their employers, who would simply replace them with another person if they complained. At the end of the day, the workers resolved to form a union under the Industrial Longshoremen Association so that they could get paid in the value of the work they did. The employers refused to accept this offer, and on the 9th of May, 1933, the workers unanimously embarked on a strike, using their inaction to force a change. Did you know that workers have used industrial strikes on thousands of occasions across the world, and it has yielded a lot of results? The attention economy, which is the social sphere where people go to gain attention for themselves, has been seen by a lot of people to be dangerous to the human mind. A lot of people believe that attempting refusal to these social platforms is the best way to be more productive, but this is not entirely true. An outright refusal of something doesn't create an automatic alternative. Rather than outrightly refusing something, learn how to be moderate with its use and how to gain control over it. Chapter 4. The view with which you see things solely depends on you and your ability to interpret them well. You make the picture, and it's expected of you to understand the picture well. Sometimes you might think something is not productive or that it is boring and needless, but instead, you've been looking at it wrong. A strange reality can be influenced by sounds or a sense of unfamiliarity. You start noticing the sounds around you after watching a movie or seeing something different. This means that curiosity is the tool which drives humans to pay more attention to things. Curiosity and attention let you see beyond what is in front of you and makes you question the unknown. What you see depends on how long you look, and what you hear depends on how long you listen. The level at which you pay attention to something is also the level at which that thing becomes more apparent to you. Attention is a state of openness that assumes there is something new to be seen or experienced. When you are in this state, you must never assume that your observations are finite. Realities are totally inhabitable, and if you can agree to a new reality together with other people of common interests through attention and curiosity, there's a possibility of creating a new reality that changes the perspective. Chapter 5. Life can look unfair to you if you do not examine it from different angles. It might seem that people are in your way, but when you look at it from another perspective, you might be the one in people's way. You must make space for others when necessary, because life is like a grocery store where a lot of strangers come together with different reasons and levels of preparedness. Having a productive life means you must learn how to live with people who share your ideas and strangers whose lifestyle might not align with yours. People close to you are more likely to help you than those who aren't, and that's why you must establish a relationship with those around you. A lot of people place more trust with their online friends than those around them, and this is not the right approach. When you are in need, the chances of being helped by your online friends are considerably low to that of being supported by your neighbors. When people come together, they are able to explore new ideas and form new groups that would enable the development of their society. The social world is a reflection of the physical world. When people learn how to balance the two without alienating themselves from having physical relationships with strangers, they can hasten the development of their society. Chapter 6. To seek context, you must first agree to the fact that you do not know the whole story. Context is a product of attention, and the more you pay attention, the more context you discover. When you pay attention to a new environment, you're able to deduce if your stay will be welcome or not. Listening is an act of survival, and it's very easy to spot among animals. When you approach a new environment, the animals there will examine if your presence will put them in harm's way or not. They listen and observe, then they make their opinion known in the way they respond to you. Context determines the order with which you do some things in your life. The world is plagued with an overload of information, and it takes context to be able to identify which one is important or not. You need to immerse yourself in things that add value to your life, and this is a process that requires you to create time for yourself. When you're focused on the things that add value to your life, you have less time getting addicted to social media. In learning how to care about people, you also need to care about the place. Your environment determines what you pay attention to, and it becomes a reflection of the kind of person you are. Idleness is fatal only to the mediocre. Albert Camus. Conclusion. There will come a time in your life when you need to do nothing in order to do something. This particular phase in your life will come around when you understand the power of doing nothing and using it to reflect on yourself to find inner peace. Humans are a reflection of their society, and that's why they must understand the importance of context, attention, peace, and nature. The more you pay attention, the more you know a lot of things about life. Doing nothing doesn't necessarily mean you're ineffective, and if your inaction fails to make any difference, you're most certainly doing it the wrong way. You can use your inaction to protest against oppression and coercion. When you fail to conform to the ills of the society by pulling out, you're making a stand not just for now, but for generations to come. Try this. Create enough time for yourself to engage in a digital detox in order to relearn the importance of human interaction.
Okay, guys, so we finished the book, all right? It was a good book, all right? The importance of doing nothing is actually, a very good lesson that we learned today. Okay, so there is a time that comes when doing nothing is actually, it has to be, in order for you to do something, right? Really, really do something, all right? So, that's the important lesson of today. So create enough time for yourself to engage in a digital detox in order to learn the importance of human interaction. Okay, so that was a good book, right, on how to do nothing. Okay, resisting the attention economy. So we benefited a lot from it. I hope you enjoyed that book, guys, as I enjoyed it. And thank you so much. You have a great day. Just keep fucking going. Bye bye.